Come on the air with breaking news at 7 p.m. Eastern. Live pictures of New York City. President Biden just wrapped up a star-studded Pride weekend event there featuring Elton John. His visit to the Big Apple is now overshadowed by a devastating piece from the New York Times editorial board. This will be out this weekend, probably in the paper tomorrow morning. To serve his country, President Biden should leave the race. That is the New York Times editorial board. That is not an opinion piece by one columnist. Mr. Biden can't continue his race and create a process to select someone more capable to stand in his place to defeat Mr. Trump in November. It is the best chance to protect the soul of the nation. Welcome to the Ferris Show on television. That breaking news, what I just told you about, and Mr. Biden's debate performance last night should scare Republicans a lot. Republicans kept saying Biden couldn't put together a sentence. Last night, time and time again, the leader of the free world, the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief, couldn't put together a full sentence. It was an awful, awful performance. Forget about the election. Seeing the President of the United States like that isn't good for America. But Biden's bad debate performance might not be great for Republicans, and here's why. It might turn out like Roe v. Wade. For 30 years, Republicans talked about overturning Roe. 2 years ago, they got what they wanted. And since then, they have gotten crushed. And now Democrats are openly discussing doing exactly what Republicans have long said should be done.
And he needed to change the narrative, and he did change the narrative. He sunk his campaign tonight.
There is a deep, a wide, and a very aggressive panic in the Democratic Party.
Joe Biden had one thing he had to do tonight, and he didn't do it.
This is the last chance for Democrats to decide whether this man we've known and loved for a very long time is up to the task of running for president of the United States.
It kind of pains me to say this today, but I think President Biden needs to step down and be replaced.
It's not just on TV. Biden's favorite columnist, Tom Friedman of the New York Times. I cannot remember a more heartbreaking moment in American presidential politics of my lifetime, precisely because of what it revealed. Joe Biden, good man, good president, has no business running for re-election. And look at how happy Donald Trump is with all of this.
Many people are saying that after last night's performance that Joe Biden is leaving the race. But the fact is, I don't really believe that, because he does better in polls than any of the Democrats they're talking about.
First part of that sentence is true. Second part, maybe not. And of course, he's right. You can't beat someone with no one. They could replace Biden with Kamala Harris, and that'd be just fine for Donald Trump. Trump would love it. But what if Democrats were just a little bit smarter than that? Roy Cooper, governor of North Carolina, centrist Democrat in a red state. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo, former governor of Rhode Island. Michelle Obama, literally one of the most popular people in America or the world. Her approval ratings are second only to Queen Elizabeth, who's dead. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, first Jewish governor in history. Pennsylvania is a key swing state. Governor Gavin Newsom, Minnesota Congressman Dean Phillips, who tried to primary Biden, but the DNC and left-leaning media shut him out. And then there is Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, who won in a Trump plus 10 state as a Democrat. On the issue of abortion, by the way. Speaking of disasters caused by Roe v. Wade for Republicans. Those should all terrify Team Trump for various reasons. And look, the path of least resistance for Democrats is keeping Biden. Voters like Harris even less than they like him. But this list from top to bottom should terrify Republicans. When the Supreme Court overturned Roe, Republicans literally had no idea what to do. They had no plan. And they did some really wacky stuff when that happened. They let Trump be Trump. They got waxed in the midterms. Joe Biden is on the ropes. He might even get replaced. And Republicans, for that eventuality, have absolutely no plan. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.